Hi, it's me again with Corel Tips and Tricks. I've already done this 3 times just to kind of play around with different colors, and it is pretty cool. I'm openly admitting that uh, this is somebody else's pattern that they came up with, and somebody sent me a video. It's a short, which I don't really understand the short Corel version yet. There's just music playing in the background, and I am going to do a little bit different. It is his pattern. I'm going to take and there's no talking, and I think I can make it maybe a little bit more understandable. I took a six-sided polygon and hit the P button, put it in the center of the page. Then I'm going to draw a circle. And this is where you can figure out whether you want the things thin or thick. I've got a thick, a thin, and a middle. So the size of the circle really is going to change that. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger by holding down the shift key. Now you're going to take that exact circle and put it there. Hit the plus key on your keyboard. Now you could rotate this very easily. But by the time you figure out the rotation, it's just 5 clicks. And if you got snap to on, it'll snap to those corners. Now we're going to do it exactly like these, so you can follow along, and it actually helps me. So we need this one. We're going to take the virtual segment delete key, and we need this one to be I'm going to take away my indexing line for a second. It's going to help me cut. The indexing line sometimes can stop cutting. Now on the next one, we need to cut it through here. Now, and then we need to figure out that this spot needs to go all the way across. So we're going to cut those lines, and these lines. Now, this is where I'm going to do a little bit different than the gentleman did. I'm going to see how big this is, 32 inches. I keep drawing it bigger and bigger. Let's make it a little bit smaller. I'm going to go ahead and put it, well, center of the page right this second doesn't really matter. Well, you know what it does. Let's put it back so that's in the center. I'm going to hold down the shift key and it'll make it smaller from the center. Now I'm only 21. I want to make my nudge factor 22. And I'm going to nudge some parts out of the way. I'm going to, I really liked the blue, so I'm going to go with blue. I'm going to hit that and nudge it out of the way. I'm going to hit this one. I'm going to nudge it out of the way twice. And then I'm going to hit this. I'm going to nudge it to the left. And I've had a lot of people lately ask me, how am I moving it? I'm just using the arrow keys. Now, I'm not going to delete these. I'm going to get them out of the way. Now we can take this and nudge it. Now we're in the center of the page. We're going to take the interactive fill tool and just swipe through the middle. But we want the elliptical because we want them all the corners to be perfect. So I'm going to put blue there. I'm going to put a black on the outside. That's going to give us a black tint that makes it look like it's going underneath the other part. You probably should have these kind of at right angles. That's pretty good. We can make the angle a little bit shorter and make it a little bit blacker. But if you make it too black, you could bring in another blue. And I'm going to call that good. Now we can nudge that out of the way and we'll do these 2 pieces or 3. And this is where I'm going to do a little bit differently because you cannot, what am the word I'm trying to say? You can't copy the interactive fill tool, especially on this angle. So now we're going to put a black down here like it's going underneath. Of course, we need to bring that blue back here. And I'm going to make that less black. Maybe even pull that off the subject. And we can put our bar back a little bit. And I'm wanting it a little bit bluer up top, so I'm going to bring in another blue. Now I got it about the way I want it. I'm going to delete these 2. I'm going to bring in indexing lines that are in the center of the page. I'm going to Control D and make a duplicate, double clicking on it and moving the rotation of the center. I'm going to rotate that duplicate 120 degrees, Control D, and now I've got that. And now we can nudge this back and you see how it's going to kind of look. Now I'm going to nudge these back. This one we're going to use the interactive fill tool on elliptical again. That way we can get both parts. And for some reason I have two ellipses. I must have jumped on something. So here we go. I'm going to move, well, let me back completely up. See, I'm actually moving something else. It's always better to back up and select your item, and then you only got that item. Then go to elliptical, move that to the middle. We actually want black on the outside like it's going underneath. We have to put that blue back in the center. And then this is where you kind of want the ball round and at a right angle from the other one to get it that look. I think we're pretty good. One thing I like about the elliptical tool, you can kind of keep going back and getting it. I'm going to add another blue like right there. Whoop. I don't know what I did. Well, we're going to call it good. It's good enough. Now I'm going to delete these two. Control D to make a duplicate and double click on it, move our rotation to there. Rotate it 120 degrees. Control D. Now let's bring it all together. Look at that. Now let's put a yellow box inside it or on behind it. I'm going to go to object order, back a page. You know, that doesn't look cool. Anyway, I hope that helped them a little bit. Thank you for watching.